Hello everybody, I am Swati Popat Vats, President Podar Education Network, and I am also the President of the Early Childhood Association of India. As a kind of a passion, I mentor parents and teachers to create leaders, because what our future requires is good leaders. Leaders, not bosses, because to lead teams, to create new ideas, you need to be a visionary leader. Bosses only end up controlling people. So it's very important that as teachers and parents, we help children develop those very essential 5 skills that help make leaders. So according to me, those 5 skills are: number 1, communication. In communication comes your grasp of the language. I know we are a country obsessed with English, but I think we must always take the example of, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, who has a good grasp on his roots and his wings. Roots means his Hindi language, and wings means English language. So it's very important your child should be able to understand multiple languages. And it starts from early childhood. The more you expose children to languages, the more they will be able to understand and grasp them early on. English also is important, but it should not be the be all and end all. How important it is that your child should be able to know the grammar, how to frame sentences, how to communicate an idea, a feeling, or a need across to others in language. Communication can also be body language. You sometimes see people who speak very well, but their body language is such that it puts you off. You don't like to talk to them. They don't smile. They're quite frowny. So communication for me is an important leadership skill. Grasp of language, knowledge about body language, and also very important is return communication. We are bringing up children in an era of social media where short forms, slang have all become very common. And sometimes these very things become a deterrent to them in their business communication. So it's very important that children are taught the difference between communication for pleasure with friends and communication for profession, with your group, your networks, in your profession. So all this comes under communication. The second most important skill according to me is, and I quote, readers make leaders. It's very important that children read, and they not only read Facebook and WhatsApp, but they should be able to read books, be it on Kindle or your normal books, whatever it is. Reading is an ability that's going to stay with us forever. Writing may become extinct because we type now, but we still need to read. We read WhatsApp messages, we read Facebook. So reading is something that's never going to go extinct. And the early you start to develop that passion of reading, it's very important that young children, as they grow to become leaders, should be readers. Because when you read, you become aware of what's happening in the world. You become aware of customs, you become aware of how different cultures function. So it's important to read. And I feel reading is the second most important skill that can help make your child a leader. The third most important skill is resilience. Children today are not able to face loss. They only want to excel. Everybody wants to post things about how they achieved something. But resilience is about taking the good and the bad, the loss and the achievements in the same stride. When your child is resilient, your child will be able to bounce back from any defeat. And that is a sign of a good leader. A good leader doesn't sit and lament the fact that I lost this job, or I lost this proposal, or this idea didn't work. A good leader is resilient, bounces back and looks at Why did this idea not work? Why did I lose this? And then works on the challenges with creativity. And so for me, the number 3 skill that we need to develop in young children is that of resilience. The fourth skill is logic. I know we are an intelligence favoring, obsessed population. IQ is so important for us. But somewhere down the line, we don't realize that education is all about developing logic. Logic is about understanding how things connect, how the dots connect, and how you can use learning from one situation in another situation so that you don't end up reinventing the wheel, which is what is the most important thing for a leader. Learn from others, use your logic of what will work and what will not work. And for logic, I think one of the best games is chess. So make your child play chess, because chess develops that very important skill, logic, which will make your child a good future leader. And the last and the fifth most important skill is that of EQ, emotional quotient. It is so important in today's world that we focus more on the emotional quotient of our children and not on their intelligence quotient. Because today everything is available with us on our fingertips. You can Google search for everything, but you can't Google emotions. So it's very important that you give your child, that future leader, an emotional quotient. And in an emotional quotient, there are 4 things which are important. One is, am I able to put myself in another person's shoes? So empathy is all about that. That do I know what it will feel like when I say this to somebody? That's when you will frame your words correctly. That's when you will take your decisions correctly. That's emotional quotient. Another element of emotion quotient is it helps you make better teams. You're able to lead your team better because you know everybody's how to make them function as a team, because you're able to help others and yourself be in charge of your emotions. You don't trigger people, you help them function in a very organized manner. So that's why emotional quotient is the 5th most important skill if you want to make children into leaders. So it's important that today's children get that chance to become leaders of tomorrow. And I would urge all parents and teachers, use these 5 skills. Develop these 5 skills in your children to help them become leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.